G'day guys, welcome back to a new YouTube video. In this video we're going to be talking about the 5 steps to step up your bird photography game. Just before we get started, I think it's important to mention that there's always exceptions to these rules. And I think it's also important to play around a bit and experiment with what styles for you. Because when you look at the best photographers who are leading the way on Instagram, they all have their own independent styles. They've all found their styles by experimenting with different things over the years, so I highly encourage you to do the same. Step number 1 is to get to the bird's level. This is one of the fastest ways to take your images from not so good to great. This also helps with blurring the background, as you're not looking down on the bird and the background can be a lot further away. As you can see in the examples, I think it speaks for itself. Step 2, move to manual mode. Manual mode just lets you choose the settings instead of letting the camera choose what the image looks like. In this example of a whistler, you can see that the camera exposed for the background because the background is taking up the majority of the image. However, we want the camera to expose the bird and not the background. In this example, you can see that the bird is nice and well exposed and the background is nice and bright. Another thing that's very important to learn, and couples with being in manual mode, you should learn to change all the camera's settings without looking, so you can keep your eye up to the viewfinder and change all the settings without taking your eye away. In bird photography, this is vital, because sometimes you only have a fraction of a second to capture the image you're after, and you don't want to be there stuffing around with all the settings because you'll miss the image. Step 3 is understanding bird behavior. This is arguably one of the most important steps. For example, if you know that flycatchers will move from the canopy down to eye level if you just wait it out, you'll get a much better image because you're eye level with the bird, like I mentioned in step 1. Spending time out in the bush is by far the best way to learn bird behaviors, so I hope you like getting dirty. Step 4 is timing and location. This one is quite commonly overlooked by people starting out, but it will be extremely hard for you to capture stunning images without having the right light. When I go photographing, I pretty much exclusively go in golden hours and the hours around dawn and dusk. Location is also a massive one, because if the birds aren't where you're going, there's no point going. A helpful resource to use to find birds is eBird. I'll link it down in the description. And last but not least, step 5 is editing. Editing's another one of those commonly overlooked things. Now, it won't take a bad image to a good image, but it'll take a good image to a great image. Editing's one of those things that I wish I knew how to do when I started, and I'm still just at the tip of the iceberg. If you want more information on editing, go over to Jan Wegener's channel. He has probably the best resources on the internet for it. If you stayed this long in the video, thank you very much, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below on improvements I can make. And I also forgot to mention at the start that this is the first video I've been using my new setup, so tell me what you think also in the comments below. See ya!